Okay, so today I'm going to talk about these two drones from DJI, and they're really good drones. This is the Mini 3 Pro, and this is the Mavic 3, and I love these drones for a lot of different reasons, but DJI really missed the boat with both of them, and they could fix both of these issues tomorrow probably, in fact, if they really wanted to, but who knows if they actually will. And I'd really like to know what you think about my ideas and if DJI should do this. Or you know what, if DJI's not going to do it, you know who should? Autel, or someone like that, because I think they're missing some really huge features that are really important that people really need to start thinking about. First, let's talk about this, the Mini 3 Pro. And it's an excellent little drone. Whether you go with the Mini 3 or the Mini 3 Pro, they're both awesome. They have this fantastic camera, and they're both less than 250 grams. Now, for some people, that's really kind of irrelevant, but in this case, I think it's super important. One of the things that the FAA has released is the ability to fly over people if you meet certain criteria. And this one is close to meeting the Category 1 criteria. For that to happen, you need to have a drone that is less than 250 grams. Check. It also has to have propeller guards, which you could add to this thing, but that's going to push it over 250 grams, and that's an issue. What some people are doing, rather than going for the Mini 3, they offer the Mini 2, and they find a way to get their hands on a Japanese battery. See, in Japan, the weight limit was 200 grams to avoid registration, so DJI released a lighter battery for that drone. So when you add the Japanese battery and the propeller guards, that drone was now sub 250 and it had prop guards. So it fit the criteria of Category 1, meaning you could legally fly over people if you have a Mini 2 with a Japanese battery. So that's pretty awesome. Now there is no Japanese battery for the Mini 3, and that's because Japan changed their rules. It's now 100 grams and this isn't gonna cut it. That's only part of the deal. So yes, you could have a Category 1 drone. So this cinema up on my wall would also qualify as a Category 1 drone. I put a 4K camera on it, something like an SMO or an Insta360 Go, and it'd still meet that criteria. But neither the Mini 2 nor that drone meets the extra requirement to fly over open air assemblies. Now, the FAA has loosely defined open air assemblies, and basically that means things like parades, concerts, anytime a large group of people are gathering. If you want to fly over people in an open air assembly, then you need basically the sub 250 drone with the prop guards, and it has to be remote ID compliant. Now, the Mini 2 is not remote ID compliant, at least not at this time, but this guy is. So DJI, why are we not releasing a lightweight battery with propeller guards? I think that's absolutely doable. Chris and I ordered some prop guards. I believe they're 23 grams, which means we need to shave 23 grams off the battery. I would absolutely trade my battery life for that ability to qualify as a Category 1 drone and be able to fly over open air assemblies. That would be awesome. That would be a game changer. That would make this the most valuable drone for people that are doing concerts and things like that. So yeah, there are other ways to fly over open air assemblies, but this is absolutely the easiest way to do it. MOCs and DOCs are hard to come by, and there are not a lot of drones that meet those compliance regulations. So this doesn't have to do that. DJI, you need to make this now. And if you're not going to, then Autel, you need to make that right now. Take your mini drone, throw the prop guards on it, make a smaller battery. Yes, we're going to sacrifice some flight time to make that happen, but I think that's super important and absolutely would be worth it. So this battery here is about 80 grams and it's about 2,400 milliamp hours. So I think, we could get away with something like 14, 17, 1,800 milliamp hours, maybe shave 25 or so grams off of the battery. Yes, we're going to lose battery life, but I estimate you get 12 to 15 minutes on something like that, and I think that would be fine for quick passes over people to kind of add that shot. That would be awesome. Now, Chris is actually an engineer, and he's toying with the idea of taking apart this battery and building one himself. Now, we're going to have to reuse some of the DJI components in here, so that is an absolute challenge, but he's an engineer. He can figure that stuff out. So if you have any tips for Chris, throw them our way, and we're going to see if we can't make that happen if DJI isn't going to. Now, there is another thing that I think DJI should consider doing, and that's not to this drone, the Mini 3, but rather this guy, the Mavic 3 Pro. So if you want to fly at night with this guy or really any other drone, you need one of these. This is a light, and what we've been doing is basically attaching it to the drone with some Velcro or straps or some sort of 3D printed contraption. But why? Why does this $2,000 drone not have lights on it? Oh, wait, it does. Why do these lights not qualify? Are they not powerful enough? Did DJI not think about it? I don't know if these lights here could meet the 3 statute mile rule, but why don't they? They should. Why is DJI not building that into the capability of their drone? We have night mode on this thing. Why is that not part of night mode? Why do these not blink so that we can do that? Why can't I push a button to fly this thing legally at night? Why is DJI not doing that? I know the Autel Evo also has some lights on it. Why are we not making these lights compatible with the rules? Now, I know not everybody wants to fly within the rules, but some of us do, and that would be an easy thing that DJI could do. Make these lights work at night so I don't have to add some sort of kludgy add-on. So DJI could easily help us fly legally both at night and over people if they wanted to. Why do they not want to do that? I have no idea. Maybe Autel will do that. I wish they would stop making us figure out solutions to problems that already exist that they just haven't bothered to implement. Now, DJI, I hope that you're listening to this, and if you happen to think, you know what, Jack, you got a decent idea, I'll test it out for you. Send me a lighter battery and we can figure out if that's something that other consumers would want. I talk to a lot of people that fly drones, and yeah, they do. So why not, DJI? Get on it. This is my challenge to you, DJI, or maybe it's my challenge to Autel to beat you to the punch. Let's make drone flying safer and easier for people to follow the rules. Now, if you're thinking about getting into flying commercially or making a few bucks, I've got a few videos about the Part 107 and how you can do that. You're gonna need that to fly legally. I teach a class on that stuff to high school students. It's awesome. Love my day job. Anyway, I hope this was interesting, something to think about, and I'd love to hear what you think about these two ideas. Leave comments down below. And DJI, if you're watching, you should consider it. Good luck, everyone, and happy flying.